Deep in the North Sea, at a military cargo depot, a convoy pulls up for the night. All is quiet, and a minimal crew are left awake. Meanwhile, aboard the Sydney-class cruiser left to escort the fleet. XO, please inform all captains that the bay appears to be safe for the evening, and we should be okay to settle down and have a quiet rest. We'll be moving come daylight. Later that evening, a lone lookout spotted a silhouette on the horizon. After looking at confirmed ship movements, it was decided it was an enemy. This was soon confirmed after the battery opened fire, and the cruiser escort was struck. All hands, battle stations, move out.
Full steam ahead.
Move to the defense of the fleet.
Major damage reported, Captain.
Do what we must. Full ahead. Damage control. Stop that flooding.
It's no good, Captain. It's no good. The stern of the ship is lost. We'll never make it. Please, for the love and the sake of our lives.
Abandon ship. The poor vessel is lost. Save yourselves, swim to shore. Regroup by the large guns. And so the crew abandoned the vessel and had to retreat to the shore. It was not long before she lost power completely. And still the mighty shore battery continued to return fire. Hopefully the men were accurate. At least as accurate as the predator who would come from the seas. Denying the precious resources and ammunitions carried by these ships to the Allied war effort would greatly benefit the Axis cause. Knowing this, the quick-minded crew of one of the cargo ships engaged the engines and attempted to flee. Incoming fire was still raining upon the other vessels. It was only a matter of time before it was successful in striking this one. The captain knew it would only take one shell to pierce directly into his precious cargo of high explosives and ammunition for the ship to go up. Fire rained in. Thankfully, the enemy was using some sort of cluster ammunition and had as yet been unable to breach this specially armored cargo ship's hull. And still the shore battery fired. It was only a matter of time before it was targeted. However, this was not necessary, as mishandling of the ammunition resulted in a detonation in the magazine, and the powerful gun being rendered useless. It was not long after this that a shell struck the cruiser and detonated its magazine, and the cruiser slipped beneath the waves. Meanwhile, shells were still raining down upon the cargo ships, with one of them rendered completely useless, the other one's internal systems damaged beyond repair. One ship was remaining, the ammunition ship. The captain knew he had one chance, to break past the island and through the gap, make it to the open sea, and evade this heinous predator. As the captain left, he looked back, shells still raining down on the small port and its defensive stations. The fuel tanks were struck, and up they went. Shells raining in upon the other ships. The crew knew there was little hope they would make it, but they had to try nonetheless. They had to try. After a while, the shells started to rain in upon the unfortunate, hapless crew. The deck gun had been manned and was returning fire, but there was little hope. Its small shells, probably not even able to pierce the armor of the mighty Hunter, shelling them now. All behind them there was destruction, and the ship was getting a slight list. Surely there were some holes in the hull somewhere, but the compartmentalization was holding. Some men, probably given their lives to keep the ship afloat. The captain pushed the engines, pushing as hard as he could. A shell came in, piercing the hull and landing a critical hit. The ammunition went off, and although the ship looked alright, the hull had been split open like a can. Down she went, sinking like a rock. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! This was the last that was heard from the captain. and so the attack was a success. But what will be the Allied response?